Get off Instagram, turn off HGTV, at least for a few days. Because for some of you, these platforms are quietly making you feel as if good enough isn't enough, and that mindset is killing your finances. I don't know when it happened, but somewhere along the line, good enough spending became unacceptable. So for many, it's no longer enough to have a reliable car. Now they need something fancier with every feature, and it's not enough to have a nice home that can accommodate their family. Now they need 1,000 square feet per person and a Pinterest-worthy kitchen. But unfortunately, that constant need to upgrade, to be perfect, to have the best of everything, it keeps a lot of people broke. So what do I mean by good enough spending? In a nutshell, it's basically having what you need and some of what you want, but not every single want. Many people, including some high earners, cannot afford to indulge in every single desire, and if they did, they probably wouldn't have any money left because there's always going to be something that you could want. You could leave your house today and walk around any store, and on just about every aisle, there will likely be at least one thing that catches your eye. And if you buy that one thing and then go to another store, you could find a version that's slightly better or has more features, and you might start wanting that too. So there's always going to be something that you could buy. And this is precisely why you need to get comfortable with good enough spending. So instead of always striving for the absolute best of everything, this mindset allows you to focus on and find satisfaction with what you already have. So this means that you're able to enjoy that comfortable couch that's currently sitting in your living room, and you're not desiring that slightly more comfortable one that's sitting in someone else's. And if you can't do that, the cycle of overspending will never end because there's always going to be a next level. So if you're struggling with letting go of the idea that you have to have the absolute best, here's how to get comfortable with good enough spending. And the first thing you have to do is rewire your dopamine triggers. Shopping isn't always about the item itself. Sometimes it's about the hit of dopamine you get when you're upgrading or buying something new, and social media and marketing have trained your brain to crave that feeling. And to break this cycle, you have to get creative with finding new ways to trigger that feeling, and you want to look for ways that don't involve unnecessarily spending. For example, you can start an inexpensive hobby, which is one that you can get started without any money or very little money. You can also become more active and move your body, so you can dance to your favorite song, go for a walk, or do a quick workout. In addition, you can engage your senses, so you can listen to music you love or maybe light a scented candle. And once you're able to rewire your brain's reward system, good enough becomes genuinely satisfying to the point where you no longer have to chase the next purchase. In addition, stop asking if you can afford it and ask if it's worth it. Most people approach purchases the wrong way. So they'll check their bank balance and think, can I afford this? And if the answer is yes, they buy it. But affordability is not just about having the money in this moment. It's also about what that money could be doing instead. So before making a purchase, ask yourself, what am I giving up to afford this? Will this significantly improve my daily life? Or do I just want it because it looks nice? And if I wait a week, will I still want this just as much? And it's a simple shift, but it can really help break that cycle of needless upgrades, which will make it so much easier to accept good enough spending. You also have to get comfortable with being unimpressed. Another huge reason why some people overspend is because they want to be seen in a certain way. They want others to think they're successful, stylish, or doing well. But the reality is, some of the people you're trying to impress might not even care, or they might even be in debt trying to impress you in return. So if your goal is financial stability or confidence, you have to let go of this idea that your purchases define you, because they really don't. The richest person in the room is sometimes the one who doesn't feel the need to prove it. So if your car is reliable, your home is comfortable, and you feel good in your clothes, you've already won, and no one's opinion is worth financial stress. And finally, you have to change what luxury means to you. Because it's not always about having the most expensive things. It can also be having what genuinely improves your life. So instead of focusing on brand names and social status, think about the purchases that will bring you lasting satisfaction and not just momentary excitement. Because for some, luxury might be as simple as spending extra on high-quality groceries instead of home decor, and for others, it might be investing in a comfortable mattress instead of buying a designer purse. And it's so important to understand where you prefer to get the most value for your money, because in the end, defining luxury on your own terms is how good enough spending becomes natural. And just so that we're clear, this type of spending is not about depriving yourself or skimping on quality. It's about smart spending and recognizing that the middle ground is usually the sweet spot for many budgets. So take a break from other people's highlight reel and give yourself permission to have a life that's fulfilling and not necessarily flashy, because financial stability is a lot more satisfying than an endless cycle of upgrades.